What's up guys, Jetzu here, and today I wanted to go ahead and talk about the High Elves and at what capacity I would like to see them in the game. Now, I am predicting right now, and hopefully it's for real, it's a good prediction, but I think that the High Elves will be the next expansion, the first expansion, I guess. The first expansion that adds something to the game, another piece of the map that we haven't seen. I guess at that capacity I could say next, because the Wood Elves expansion kind of added the Woods of Ulthuan in the map, so yeah, I guess this would be the second one. But I think it's going to be an expansion. I think it'll be around $20, $25 around there. That's just a prediction for me because of the fact of how massive this piece of land is going to be. The land that I'm talking about is right off the coast of the old world. It's called Ulthuan, and that's where it has all the High Elves. They have different factions of High Elves on the island that's kind of shaped similar to a crescent moon. And I think this is going to be the next expansion. I think we're going to hear about it in May, or probably May, around May or June, similar to like the 1 year anniversary of what Warhammer would be. And I want these High Elves to be... Well, first, let me go ahead and explain exactly why I think this is going to be the next expansion. I've stated it before that this expansion basically is a bridge from the old world into the new world, into the Dark Elves territory, into Lustria. I feel like this is going to be an expansion that's going to bridge the gap. Also, the popularity of the High Elves is what I'm really kind of pushing for right now. It's something that I'm really thinking that's going to be a major driving force to have this be the first expansion. It just makes sense. The Wood Elves DLC, I don't have the actual numbers of how much they sold, but it was one of the most popular DLCs that I know of. It had the most hype. People, were excited for Beastmen, but let's face it, the Wood Elves in general, they got the most amount of attention, and Elves themselves are going to get the most amount of hype. So for sales reasons, I think that the High Elves are going to be next, and right after that we're going to get Dark Elves, and then Lustria, and then they're probably going to end up finishing off the rest of the Middle Earth, the old world continent. Give us places like Araby and all those. But focusing on the High Elves, I would like to see the High Elves be a conglomerate of different factions with their own little interests, slightly different variations between the two, between the many that are going to be on the island, similar to what the Wood Elves were. There were like, I think, two or three factions inside Ulthuan, and I want them to be sort of divided a little bit. Normally you would have a good diplomatic status with the civilizations that are similar to you. Like Empire has pretty decent, unless you fuck it up, diplomatic relations at the beginning of the game with the rest of the Empire like Middleland, Westernland, all those. And it's similar with all the Dwarf factions. They usually have some sort of common friendship between each other. I feel like it'd be interesting to have the High Elves be sort of not on good terms with each other, sort of like the island could erupt into a civil war at any moment. With that said, that kind of focuses mainly on the actual, the kind of like us, like showing some light on the governing systems a little bit. But I want the High Elves units to be focused mainly on heavy infantry, heavy spears, heavy cav, and heavy bow. It's supposed to be a juggernaut force, in my opinion. It's not going to be this fast, lightning, quick. And out of all three of the races, because the Wood Elves are more backwards, in my opinion, they live in the woods. The Dark Elves are more of a raiding style species, raiding style race. I wanted the High Elves to showcase the forefront of their technology, of their metallurgy, very predominantly knightly, I guess I want to push them towards, with really cool different mounts and stuff like that, similar to like an elven, more extreme version of Bretonnia. And I'm excited to see that happening. I know we should be getting soon Bretonnia, and so that kind of will give us some insight on how heavy with the infantry that the Creative Assembly is going to go, in what direction. It'll give us kind of a little bit of insight. I'm making this video back here in January, so I think they said that the Bretonnia is supposed to come out soon, in February, I think. with the new game, the game that kind of doesn't have, it's just a regular game, but it doesn't have all the DLCs on it, but it still costs a little bit more. I'm not exactly sure what they're doing with that, but anyway, guys, those are just some of my thoughts for the High Elves. Let me know in the comment section below, what would you do with the High Elves? How would you portray them? How would you assemble them? What features you want to see? What features you don't want to see? Is my prediction of them being next, you know, are you leaning toward it, or do you think that they're gonna go into Lustria or Arabe or the Tomb Kings or other stuff like that? The Tomb Kings I could see as a DLC, sort of like how the Wood Elves opened up Athelorn. The Tomb Kings they could add a little piece of map south of the Badlands for the Tomb Kings, like not too tiny, but pretty substantial. But anyway, guys, I'm excited to see what they have to cook up next. I do think that this year we'll be able to see the new expansions. We'll probably end up seeing the High Elves, Dark Elves, Lizardmen, Skaven, and Tomb Kings, and I feel like in the year follow, and then we're gonna get some inklings on what the next historical Total War game is, and then on the next year we're probably gonna get the finishing up of the game. But hopefully they don't rush everything. I want everything to be working precisely as it should. Anyway, guys, let's see if we can get over 50 likes for the High Elves. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that subscribe button. Become a subscriber today. This is going to be Jetzu signing off.